What is up, everybody? Welcome to my Cowboys family. Yes, tonight a little quickie in Cowboy land. Yes, Cowboys in 30 right here on MCF, my Cowboys family. We're going to discuss the ins and outs of our Dallas Cowboys, at least for today. And it wasn't much news, but always a little bit to discuss. Always something to talk about when you're repping that navy blue, that silver too, and that star over everything. You know the deal here on MCF here. Cowboy family. Appreciate everybody in the house hanging tonight. Make sure you hit that like button. Hit subscribe if you're new to the channel. Keep growing the family here on MCF. And, of course, hit that notification bell to all videos so you know when we're going live on the nightly. And there's also shorts being posted and videos being posted in the daily, and the weekly, and the monthly. So you know what's rolling here. Make sure you click all those things. Also follow us on all social media, specifically Twitter at MyCowboysFamily. There's a Discord. You can jump into that. There's membership. You can gift memberships. There's a whole bunch of that. We'll talk about a little bit more on that side of things here in our intro. But first, a couple topics to discuss today. Really very few. Free agent, question mark. Trade, even more of a question mark. You'll see what we discuss here tonight on MC. But first, let's start off with the stars of the show. And last night, I do apologize to our sponsor of the week, Mark Hovsepian, because I had his the wrong name at the bottom there. So again, David S. was last week's winner. This week it's Mark Hovsepian, yes, the all-time sponsor of the week, champion, the streak setter, 15 in a row for him. But this is week one now, new streak for Mr. Mark Hovsepian. Mark Hovsepian, who is our sponsor of the week once again. Now, 93 points for Mark on that stream, boss. That's 13 out of 14 weeks this man has controlled that board. Fantastic. And by the way, you know why he's here, SnugX. He's our Cash App king, wearing that crown proudly here from last week's dominance on the Cash App board. And by the way, Cash App board, who's the leader on that? Right now, no one. But we do have some other people to shout out here above there, like the star level members, guys. Skeptical fan, much love to the man staying skeptical. Much love, of course, to Dwayne Broussard as well, Mary Alvarez, and the man on the other side of this rock here, repping that star over everything, Lincoln Kane. Much love to the entire star level membership and the over everything membership level. And of course, got to shout out skeptical fan on cue here, because I was going to say the man. Skeptical fan, he is our gifting king of last month, the month of May. He owns that month, and he's owning this month right now. 10 gifted memberships over Jason Renford. Jason Renford has 16. Skeptical fan had 26. He just gifted another membership, and Eric, again, we got Eric in the house. Eric Wallace, now back in the membership for him as well. So much love to Skeptical fan. Congrats to Eric Wallace. Drop them if you got them, right? The emojis, the navy blue crew, there's different levels. And there's going to be some raffling again here. Some fun stuff going down for those in that star level and above. But we'll talk about that as we get closer to those dates. Right now we got something else to discuss here, and that's Skeptical Fan's gifted membership. Again, Skeptical Fan in first place on the gifting board, first place on the overall board as well is the man Mark Hovsepian. Second place is Skeptical Fan with that drop. But Mark last night, and I think he slipped up on a deuce holler. I think he only wanted to drop 2. He dropped Emmitt Smith on there. I do think it went through, so I'm gonna I'm counting it in his bank, and just to make sure we keep things fair as always. So again, Skeptical Fan with 27 memberships gifted. Jason Renfro with 16. Last month's champion Skeptical Fan had 24 gifted memberships. He shattered that record. And, of course, the leader right now, Mark Hovsepian, not just the stream boss. I mean, not just the stream boss and the sponsor of the week, but Mark Hovsepian leading the whole crew above us there. Like Skeptical Fan, SnugX, Dwayne Broussard, who, by the way, he's in 4th place. He also had a $4 holler here, pre-stream drop. Much love to the great Dwayne Broussard, who right now is, just slowly but surely near that top of that board. So much love to everybody in the house on that list, Aztec as well. And now you can see here real quick, guys, there's 4 other ways to drop love. If you don't want to go through Super Chat or membership or gifting memberships, there's the Cash App. You see it there, $ MyCowboysFamily, Venmo, at my-Cowboys-Family, and PayPal, MyCowboysFamily@gmail. That's more for the international family. But all those 3 go into that Cash App kind of board, so you guys know. Message on screen, just like a Super Chat. You go in through Streamlabs, PayPal, through there. Your message shows up on the screen, and a lot more, words you can write if you go that route. So a lot of different ways to help out the channel. Appreciate. That's the commercial break is over now, right? And now let's do the shout-outs to those that are repping it here on My Cowboys Family. Oh, yeah, it's me there, and I'm solo. It's a solo 30-minute quickie tonight, guys. The wife has an early morning, and there's not much news. There's really one major topic, but we'll talk. There's always a couple other things, but there's one major topic we got to discuss. The topic I got to discuss right now at this moment is the shout-outs. So let me go do it, guys. Dwayne Broussard kicking it off, the top dog with the $4 holler, and a Go Cowboys. Of course, Landlord from Wakanda, Skeptical Fan, always staying skeptical. Jason Renfro in the house. Much love to him. Thomas Garrett, the superior Garrett. I mean, in honor of what Skeptical Fan said, and Thomas Garrett, the superior Garrett, old school. Right, old school. A little bit of the carrot flavor there. Thankfully, that's long over with. Who else in the house? Freedom First, not first today, as he said there. Eric Wallace, again, good evening. Appreciate you, Mike, in the membership. Mike Aldana here, Pigeon Killers. Eric Wallace, Skeptical, Dwayne Broussard, Thomas Garrett. Bruce got that toxic juice. Daniel Berry Sports highlights. Much love. Rolando Rodriguez in the house. Monroe Gadet. Hector Colon. Appreciate you guys. Now, I'll hit up a couple of the quick comments here as we roll, because, again, tonight's a quickie. So get your comments in. Get your drops of love and support in. If you want to do that, we can hit up, again, and I'll do as much as I can. Whenever you stop me, I will focus and definitely respond to your comment and or question. So I need to try one more from Mark. Say, guy, Mark Hovsepian. I know it's skeptical. You gotta wait. I think we gotta wait till Mark gets in the house, and then you can try to do that gifting. He has to have his. Again, if you guys want to accept these free memberships that are given from our other members here, like Skeptical Fan, Jason Renfro, and others, you got to make sure you go into your gift area when you're watching us now. You can only do it when we're live, and you have to be able to accept gifts. So if you hit the little 3 dots, you can give down a menu. You can go to gifting and options, and you can then go through there. Hopefully, you guys have done that. If you want a membership, that's the way you can get one here from someone like Skeptical Fan. So much love to him, spreading the love, right? Ronald Rodriguez ready for some information here. I can't watch any of these other streams, man. I'm telling you, we are so busy. That's why we start off so late. If I watched other content creators, man, we would get kicked off here at 3 a.m. We're getting any time for the family here, the actual family on this side of the microphone. So once, the family's sleeping, everyone's in the, kind of winding down the night, then that's when we can jump on here and kick it to you guys, the family style. Monroe Gadet, no way Stefan Diggs is coming to Dallas. And that's why I want people talking a lot out there. I want to make sure we analyze this realistically and then move past. That's why it's a Cowboys in 30, because this is open and shut case, in my opinion. Hector Colon, hope everyone's doing well. Yes, stay blessed. Bruce said, MCF, are y'all gone dark when the football news freeze? Well, actually, next week at this time, we will be out of town and probably not able to even, go live or anything. I think we're back, guys. Sorry about that. old spectrum over there. You know how it goes. So I hope it's okay for you guys. Let me know if there's an issue or you can't hear me. But I think we're good to go now. Sorry for the disconnect. Internet. What can you do? But we will be, I guess you could say, not on purpose going dark, but we will not be going live next week, except I guess Friday night, Saturday night, Sunday night of next week. So stay tuned for that. But Monday through Friday, probably this upcoming week, we're going to probably be we're definitely out of town and with family, so we're not going to be able to do much on those days. But there will be some videos just to keep you all kind of in the loop of things. And then when we get back, we will be back to our normal. We don't really go dark here. We go 365 if possible. So again, appreciate everybody here. Frame Rippers appreciate you. He said he needs more cowbell. No buffering, says Skeptical Fan. I agree. Now, let's get it rolling here, okay? Because there's not much news today. It's going to be a quick, again, 30 minutes. Tonight might be actually a 30-minute stream. Although I know we killed off 10. So first and foremost, guys, I just wanted to kick it off with it's NFL news, but it's really Dallas Cowboy news. It's old Dat Wen. You remember Dat Wen? So there's a special coming out by, I think it's being put out by 12thman.com through Texas A&M Athletics. And they're putting out All-American, the Dat Wen story. So check it out. Of course, late at Texas A&M, undersized, Vietnamese linebacker in college, came, of course, to the Cowboys. Number 59, him and Dexter Coakley. I know we all remember those two guys, right? Those linebackers, the undersized, but the heart was bigger than their size, both those guys. So, we're going to get the story of Dat Wen. Again, that comes out, let me see, Independence Day, guys. So July 4th, check that out. I guess on streaming online there, Texas A&M, 12thman.com. So I thought that was interesting. Saw that. I said, family, you guys got to know the history of our Cowboys. So there's just a little bit of history after the glory years and in the dark ages, so to speak. But Dat Wen, Dexter Coakley, they gave it their all. So, moves, right? Let me look at Mike Aldana here. He said, we need a break. We're taking a little break with the family here Monday through Friday next week. So we'll be taking some days up. I still want to post football commentary thoughts, even if it's a minute video, and you guys can post your comments, respond to that when we premiere those videos and post them. I'm putting those together behind the scenes, getting that ready for next week when we are stepping out for 5 days here out of town. Much love, David Walker in the house. Traveling Fools, yo, yo, yo. Appreciate him. Rolando Rodriguez said, did you see Shannon Sharp cry leaving Skip for just show? Yeah, listen, that whole thing's a show. Skip, Shannon Sharp, and he's an actor of some sorts too. But then you look at Skip Bayless, please, he's the biggest fake. Gig him from Mr. Aldana. So as I keep rolling, let's go to NFL, the pure NFL news. All these always have a little rub off a little of that navy blue, silver, and star because it always has our names involved in it. But look. DeAndre Hopkins, a guy who's kind of tried to use the star to kind of get into Dallas. After Brandon Cooks, I've been saying there's no way we're going to go sign a guy like DeAndre Hopkins, and that's why it kind of leaves me. You should know my answer for tonight's big question about Stephon Diggs. But, DeAndre Hopkins, guys, he just hosted the Tennessee Titans. He just was hosted by the Tennessee Titans last week. And was it yesterday? I think he left. He was there Monday night to Tuesday or something. Sunday night to Tuesday, Sunday night to Monday, he left. DeAndre Hopkins is going to be there tomorrow, Wednesday, in the New England Patriots, and checking in with them, seeing what kind of deal he gets. He's going to be leaving Thursday. So that's just a little more update on the time frame for DeAndre Hopkins and his decision-making there. Hearing that there's other teams still involved, involved and interested in him, so he might have a couple more stops after the Patriots, which he leaves there Thursday. Now, Cowboys ain't interested in him. The Jets. They're still out there doing free agency stuff, and we talked about the best duos in the NFL at cornerback. Talking about Trevon Diggs, Stephon Gilmore here in Dallas, but the Jets are one of the teams like the Dolphins ranked probably 1-2 at the top of the cornerback duo board, right? And it's in the NFL with the Cowboys third according to PFF and those analytical numbers. But the Jets are not done, guys. The Jets are bolstering. We talked about yesterday DeRon Bland and Jordan Lewis. We are one of the best cornerbacking groups in the NFL all of a sudden. The Jets added to that number one rated kind of cornerback group there, added another player, former Green Bay Packer, defensive backs, safety corner Adrian Amos, who I always liked his play, but he's been kind of broken down the last couple of years. He's getting a 1-year deal worth up to $4 million. So, this is adding a little more depth there to already a very superb cornerbacking defensive back group there in New York with the Jets. So, looking in here, yes, do you have a hot spot? Not really. It's going to be hard to do the hot spot where we're going to go. Jason Renfro in his house. What's up, Jason? Appreciate you always. Go Cowboys. She's off tonight. She's just very. We had a lot of guys. Our wall in our bathroom fell in. It's just the construction issue, but that's something that's still taking the process. We had to get up early today. I do have to say a big congratulations to my daughter. Recently turned 16, full driver's license and ready to go crazy out there driving. No, I'm just joking. She's not going to go out there crazy driving, but she did pass her driver's test today. First shot, first try. She's doing so great and everything. So I couldn't be prouder about that. So she is, we were just all around town today between our work, between family time, between all the extra other things that are coming up every day up until Monday of next week. It's been a busy day. So that's why we, the wife, I just said, just no news today. I'm just going to go live and talk about this one real topic here that we got to kind of get through so we can move on to the real stuff for the rest of this week, right? So, anyways, much love, Jason Renfro. Appreciate you. Hi, Stephen White in the house. Cheers. Mike Aldana, the Jets only good on paper. Well, they do have a good cornerbacking crew there with Sauce leading the way. Yeah, Skeptical. Appreciate that. Thank you. I'll let the little one know tomorrow. Now, and little one, I'm so stupid. She's going to be out of college, out of high school here in like a year. So she ain't little anymore. Young woman. So thank you, Skeptical, and everybody else in the house. Now, the Jets, that's who they added to their defensive back core. That's pretty much it in the NFL as far as signings and moves. Now, I still want to stay with our free agent target. Now, I know I've talked about kickers, and listen, take the 5 or 6 names that I talked about already in the USFL, put them in a bag, shake up the bag, pick a name out of that bag. That's who I predict. That's the target that Stephen Jones has set up and set in place. I don't know the name. I don't know his qualifications or his skill set, but I know that Stephen Jones has said USFL is the target. I know that Will McClay has said USFL looking like the target. I know that Jerry Jones has said that, we're veterans on the street, and USFL, of course, XFL. So I predict that one of our 2 open spots right now on our roster, it doesn't really mean much. You can still release a guy here and there, even if we didn't have a spot. It's going to be a kicker before July 24th, because that's when we arrive in Oxnard, California for training camp. And we don't start hitting till July 1st. But trust me, they'll be kicking on July 25th, 6th, and 7th. So we need to get a fucking kicker in there. Case closed. You can't go in there with Tristan Vizcaino, who's got half a leg hanging off his hip. So I'm just saying, let's bring in some competition here, ready to roll. Not in the middle of training camp, at the start of training camp. And I believe kicker doesn't even matter the name, guys. It ain't going to be Mason Crosby or Robbie Gould. If it is, I'll be happy, I guess. The difference in cost is like $1 million. It ain't going to hurt the cap. So I'd rather go with a solid guy that is a veteran who maybe is a little bit not as awesome as he was at his height, but better than and more trusted than a guy who is a USFL, hasn't really kicked in true football NFL professional games. And the ones that are in the USFL are not that good. So that have a little NFL background. We've talked about it. Not going to waste time in the kicker right now talking about it, but it's too bad the Cowboys are not going to go for a more solid guy. Crosby, Gold, Prater, even freaking, Nick Folk even. I don't know. He's going to be a free agent there from the Patriots. So now when we look at the other position on this team that I think we need to go after, it's not going to be a surprise. You guys know what spot of the line, what spot of the team we need to kind of just solidify, and that's the offensive line at left guard. Now, what's the name? Like you guys know, I'm going to test you guys. Who's in here? Jason Renfro, Jay Duncan. No, she was good. She did great. They said the driving test takes 15 minutes. She was done in 4. That's how good she was. So they just said like she knows how to drive. Like boom, out. So did our kicker have surgery? No. I'm joking about the half a leg. I'm just saying like Tristan Vizcaino cannot be trusted. Brett Maher has been released. This is the way we got to go here. So I'm looking at USFL. With the way this front office has talked, it's USFL or bust for the Cowboys. Now, as far as the other player And I see here Ronald Rodriguez said the game of playoff game online. Yeah, we're gonna have a USFL. Expect a. I'm saying if we don't get a USFL kicker, be mildly happy. Probability is so we can go with expectations. It'll be some name we probably never heard of that I probably mentioned here once or twice, and all kind of USFL stuff. There's one guy I really like from USFL. I guess Garcia, I think is his name. He seems to be the most consistent, reliable. Still, NFL changes things. Pressure, everything's heightened. Like you're saying, Rolando, do we really want a USFL guy with no pressure experience in the big leagues to be kicking for to go to the Super Bowl? Fuck. So, anyways, rewinding it, offensive line. That's the Cowboys got to look at left guard, and you know the name. Did anybody say the name? Yeah, I'm looking in the chat. Come on, you guys got to know the name I'm going to talk about. It's probably making you guys crazy, me saying this over and over again. He's been rated by most analytics the 5th overall best free agent left out there still remaining. And you got Dalvin Cooks and DeAndre Hopkins out there. And this guy's 5th on most lists. Top 10 definitely. Dalton Reisner, the left guard from the Denver Broncos. 4 years, rookie contract, 27 years old. Not bad. Actually, below average on the run blocking because of his power when it comes to blocking is lacking. But outside of that, he's a more than serviceable starting left guard. So to me, you move him in there. You don't have Tyler Smith. You got to move Tyler Smith to left tackle. You're safe now with someone like Reisner instead of someone like Matt Farniok or an undrafted or a rookie. You guys feel me? So what's the deal? I have an update on why the Cowboys haven't signed him. I know why. I mean, I talked about this the other day. We talked about Trevon Diggs not signing and CeeDee Lamb not signing. It's the players that are asking either for too much or don't want to sign for a 1 year deal or something like this. Like, for instance, another example is Ezekiel Elliott. Right now, he wants like $6-7 million, and we're only looking at $2 or $3 million. And most teams in the NFL are barely even looking at that for Zeke. So when you look at Dalton Reisner, and again, from the Broncos, he's a little bit of an asshole. I'm good with that. On our offensive line, I love that. Not a great run blocker, not very good there, but fantastic pass protection. Maybe the Cowboys are not interested in the pass protection side of things. Either way, according to 9 News from Denver, Mike Kliss said this, that there are 7 teams that have serious interest in Dalton Reisner's services. There's 7 teams, guys. This was said on June 7th. So I'm just saying, I have to believe the Cowboys are one of these fucking teams. They got to be one of these teams, one of these 7 teams that are interested in Dalton Reisner. Let's see what happens. But if there's 7 teams, that also tells me it's going to be a little costly to go into a bidding war. When you're the Cowboys, you know how cheap the Cowboys are. So when it comes to Sport Track, you look at their website, they usually give you about the market value, the price range where these guys fall. I looked it up, guys. Dalton Reisner's market value right now, according to the Sport Track, salary cap breakdown, market value is $9.2 million. And even your guy here, MCF, on this side of the microphone is saying, hell no. Hell no. No way. Now, if the Cowboys were to make a move for him, this is a guy who's young. This is a guy who could maybe even build off of having better guys around him. Maybe into a starter, like a full-time Dallas Cowboys starter at left guard. And you can leave left tackle Tyler Smith. We don't have to talk about that anymore for a while. But, that's if the Cowboys truly want him. There's 7 other teams 7 teams that want him. I'm hoping the Cowboys are one of those. But for $9.2 million, that's like probably the most he'll ever get. I would not sign him for $9.2 million when you just gave Connor McGovern away for $8 million a year. Now, Connor McGovern, serviceable for sure, similar in that sense. I'm not paying more for a guy that we could have just kept here, Connor McGovern. So if you give me Dalton Reisner, you're giving him for $4 million, maybe $5 million at most with incentives and top out at that. That's it. Not no $9 million. So that's my 2 cents. Love to hear what you guys think on that one because I'll look in here real quick. I see my guy Stephen White saying no Reisner for me. Now again, for $3 or $4 million, yes, Reisner. Oh yes, but yeah, once you get over 5, to me, it's a no-go for him. So he's definitely looking for, I can't blame him. Listen, if you guys out there working, looking for a better job, then guess what? You're gonna look for the best place. Usually not gonna take a corporation-friendly deal, right? You're gonna take a deal that maxes you out, right? So Dalton Reisner is gonna go with the guy who team that gives him the most, but don't sleep on him in the sense of if he's smart and it's close, and he decides to, maybe again, he's not asking for $9 million, but the market value is $9 million for a player of his caliber at his position at left guard. The Cowboys can get him for 5.2 maxed out, with incentives and everything. That would be a deal. If it's a 1-year deal, he can bounce off somewhere else, or the Cowboys could try to sign him for a longer-term deal if they feel confident. But I don't know about any long-term deals at this point of the offseason, of free agency, right? These guys are here hanging on. They're hoping that someone signs them. And so no one's going to be giving any of these guys any kind of real long-term deals, in my opinion. Dwayne Broussard here in the house. Skeptical fans. It makes zero sense to get rid of Connor McGovern. Well, again, I don't really have a problem getting rid of Connor McGovern if we had a plan B. Plan B, I don't feel like there's a plan B right now. It feels like Tyler Smith's kind of the de facto guy because he has to play there. But that means we got to find someone to play the right tackle spot, because then Tyron Smith goes back to left tackle, who's at right tackle if Terrence Steele ain't ready. Well, let's go as the guy that's leading the way right now, but is that going to do it? Is that going to cut the mustard? I don't know about that. So, yeah, that's kind of like where I'm kind of shady on that, but it was more about not fixing the Connor McGovern. I don't mind letting him go. Connor McGovern overpaid for $8 million a year, from my opinion, but and Dalton Risner are definitely not worth $9 million. That's my point there. So we're going to talk about that getting money. That's the big topic of the day. He said we really didn't want to get Stefon Diggs with him not being happy in Buffalo. Well, we're going to talk about that. By the way, guys, if you guys see me dropping this. Again, when it's solo, when I'm solo, I got to do a little bit more. You guys can also do this too. You can drop the MCF. You guys know what to do. Hit that like, subscribe, all that good stuff. You can also hit that love. If you want to drop a little love, that's ways of doing that. And then the membership. Like I said, there's gifted memberships as well. There you go. I think I did it right. The wife usually handles that stuff. Anyways, offensive line, guys, that's the way it rolls. I just think that Dalton Risner, if he's asking for too much money, if he's asking for $7, $8 million, $9 million, hell no way for the Cowboys. If he's asking for a reasonable or looking for $4 or $5 million, I think that the Cowboys could definitely give him a 1-year deal for that. It comes down to two things: do the Cowboys want him, and how much is he asking for? Again, the report is there's 7 teams bidding for Dalton Risner's services. 5th highest overall ranked free agent right now. The number 1 offensive line free agent right now out there. Definitely interior offensive line as far as remaining free agents. And I've been talking about this guy for months. I just think the Cowboys aren't interested. Now, this is going to lead me to the Stefon Diggs discussion. Now, the Chiefs, 4-time Pro Bowl defensive tackle Chris Jones. Kansas City is open to him being signed to a contract extension this summer. Was not at the team's mandatory minicamp that began today, which, of course, fines start coming. But that's not even the point there. The point is another guy sitting out, sending a message to the front office about either getting an extension, getting a new deal, whatever it may be. And that leads me to where we're at right now. Stefon Diggs, guys. Now, I'm going to post up a little picture. Don't get all nervous. This is just a picture of, what would Stefon Diggs look like, in the Cowboys uniform. I mean, I know it's Jabril Cox. I would be Jabril Cox. But that's actually an edit of Stefon Diggs. So, wide receiver Stefon Diggs, absent from mandatory minicamp, from the Bills' mandatory minicamp. That's obviously perked up some eyebrows this morning. Now, he is making $24.415 million this year. He just signed last year a new deal. It's including a $22.74 million signing bonus as part of a March restructure on his contract. So it's a shitload of dead cap. Is he tradable, guys? Let's be real. No one's going to give up anything for Stefon Diggs. It's really not a tradable situation from Buffalo's side. Definitely, overall, this is an unusual situation. Now, the Bills head coach, Sean McDermott, he spoke today. And he said that wide receiver Stefon Diggs is, of course, confirmed he's not in attendance for the mandatory minicamp portion. And he said, quote, "I'm very concerned," end quote. Now, I don't know if they're trolling us, but it does sound like there's a lot of concern coming from the Buffalo Bills side of things. And, you hear from Stefon Diggs' agent, Adisa Bakari, and said that his client is in Buffalo, meaning, Stefon Diggs is in Buffalo, has been in Buffalo since yesterday morning. He went to the Bills facility, took his physical. He met with the head coach, Sean McDermott, yesterday, I'm assuming, right? and the GM yesterday and today, the past 2 days. And according to Stefon Diggs' agent, quote, he will be there for the entirety of the minicamp. Interesting. Difficult to kind of put a finger on what's going on because one side saying he was here, the other side saying he wasn't here. Who knows, right? So again, the media kind of checked into this, checking out through the Bills' PR to get more information about the situation about Stefon Diggs. And with the comment from the head coach one way, the comment from Stefon Diggs' agent another way. Basically, the head coach said Diggs is not there, and Diggs' agent said that he is there. What's the real story? I'll tell you. That's why you come to MCF for the real deal. Stefon Diggs was present yesterday, Monday's practice. Whether it was field work or not, he was, he might have been doing, receiver room work, right? But today he was also present this morning, Tuesday morning. And then before practice kicked off, he left. That's the deal with Stefon Diggs. We don't know why he left. We don't know what caused this. We don't know if it was a planned leaving. The coach seems surprised, concerned. What about his teammate? Josh Allen says Stefon Diggs' absence is not necessarily football related and that they're working through it. Interesting. Josh Allen also said that there are things that couldn't have gone better last year, and it's possible as an organization that, the Bills organization could do better communicating, according to Josh Allen. He said, quote, I've got his back, as in Stefon Diggs. So Josh Allen up to bat for Stefon Diggs. Stefon Diggs concluded this day of mystery with an IG story, Instagram story, guys, with his news of the absence of being at Bills' mandatory minicamp today. And he said, quote, I just be letting people cap. If them lies help you sleep better, tell them, big dog. So again, Stefon Diggs basically saying, hey, look, people think I'm missing camp. They're idiots. And so we got to clarify. I mean, a lot of people, I'm sure you guys have too, a lot of people referring back to the, again, to me, very interesting Trevon Diggs discussion from a month ago or so, right? A month and a half ago, maybe 2 months ago. Trevon Diggs talked on multiple, media outlets, talked about his brother, Stefon Diggs, Buffalo Bills wide receiver. Here's an excerpt of what Trevon Diggs said. Quote, we need Cowboy Nation to go and help and tweet to get my bro here. We need everyone to know. We need to put it on notice that we need to get my brother to Dallas. End quote. Now, that was like 2 months ago, 3 months ago. It was said in, ha-ha kind of jest. Not really. I mean, Trevon Diggs was all serious about this. But the reality was he has a big contract over there, can't really do anything about him. Coming here, it's really going to be hard to trade for him, right? So the reality is, Trevon Diggs, all that stuff sounds good. The reality is he's not going to be able to find a way over here. And the real reason is, well, there's two reasons. You could say Brandon Cooks, but I could also say contract. That contract for Stefon Diggs is just too much, guys. Listen, you look at his contract, not even a year old since he signed that extension. Last year's cap hit was $11.7 million. This year's cap hit is going to be $14.8 million. Not bad. But then next year, $27.8 million. 2025, $27.3 million. 2026, $28.4 million. 2027, $22.5 million. Of course, it's a $132.8 million deal. The remaining 4 years of his contract, or 5 years of his contract, but I guess it'll be all full 6 years of his contract. It would be 132.8. The dead cap hit for the Buffalo Bills, if they were to trade him, would be like $30.5 million, and then another 30. This year it would be a major hit and blow to them. So they're obviously not going to trade him or get rid of him too much. Unless they can work something out with the team they're training with, and if they're going to take that cap hit, the other team's going to have to give up draft capital. So either way, if you're trading for Stefon Diggs, you're probably taking big hits to your draft or to your salary cap. Now, that right there tells me that there's no way in hell the Cowboys are going to make a deal for Stefon Diggs. The other reason, and I think this is maybe the biggest reasons, right? And sorry, Trevon Diggs, but I don't think your brother's going to make it here because we got a guy named C.D. Lamb. We got a guy named Brandon Cooks. And what do I mean by this? Because we got Gallup too and a couple other guys, but let me explain why we don't need Stefon Diggs especially for the value that's going to be coming to his contract, salary cap, and what it would take to get him here. CeeDee Lamb, guys, his first 3 years, all right? He's been with the Cowboys for 3 years, 21 games with 75 or more receiving yards. He has 11 games with 100 or more receiving yards. In his first 3 years, of course, he has 16 games with at least 1 or more touchdown. He has 6 games in his career with at least 2 or more touchdowns, and back-to-back seasons with games of at least 10 or more receptions and 145 or more receiving yards, along with 2 touchdowns. That's what CeeDee Lamb did back-to-back years, this past season and the year before that, against New England in 2021 in that overtime game, and against Green Bay last year, again, another overtime game. That one we lost to Green Bay. But those are the 2 games that CeeDee Lamb has just shattered games. They're back-to-back years. So, he's, as we know, CeeDee Lamb is a number 1 receiver. Yeah, I'd say over Stefon Diggs at this point in the sense of, like, what is, how does he fit into the Dallas Cowboys? CeeDee Lamb is our guy. In 2020, he had a bad season in drops, CeeDee Lamb. In 2021, that was 9 drops he had in 2020, his rookie year. 2021, 7 drops. A little improved. Last year, only 5 drops. So again, you look at the number of drops he had in his 3 seasons in Dallas. CeeDee Lamb has 21 total drops, which you can say not good. But what about Justin Jefferson? The guy everyone measures him against, since they were both drafted right next to each other. Justin Jefferson, guys, in his rookie year, had 4 drops. But then in 2021, he went up to 9 drops. And even though he improved a little bit last year, he's at 7 drops. He's definitely not CeeDee Lamb is mastering not dropping that ball. But look at Justin Jefferson still having some issues there at times. We know he's unbelievable plays out there, right? So I'm not going to say that, he should have caught the one-handed, acrobatic play necessarily. But my point is, as far as the drops that he should have had, he had 20 drops in 3 years, and CeeDee Lamb had 21 drops in 3 years. So I'm mad at you, CeeDee Lamb. And again, kind of the last thing here, this is the reason why I have Brandon Cooks on the screen, because CeeDee Lamb, when you look at CeeDee Lamb, guys, he made from the slot, from that inside slot receiver spot, he made the most first downs, got the most receiving yards, and the second most touchdowns in the NFL last year. Again, let me repeat this. From the slot, CeeDee Lamb had the most first downs last year from the slot than any receiver in the NFL. He had the most receiving yards from the slot than any receiver in the NFL last year, and the second most touchdowns in the NFL from the slot position. What does that tell me? Well, CeeDee's a dominator in the slot, but it also tells me that with Brandon Cooks on this team, Brandon Cooks will play slot, but I told you guys, he plays a lot on the outside, a lot more, about 75% on the outside, 25% on the inside as a slot guy in Brandon Cooks. With Brandon Cooks in the house with the seam routes, taking the top off of defenses with his speed, having to have defenses respect that. That's going to open up a lot of other things for guys like CeeDee Lamb, who's going to probably continue that in that vein of domination with the first downs from the slot, receiving yards from the slot, touchdowns from the slot. Why? Because now Brandon Cooks, guys, out there, he's going to be keeping CeeDee Lamb in the slot more often. If we didn't have CeeDee Lamb in there, we would have to maybe start thinking about maybe using him a little more on the outside when we know he is the dominator of the slot receiver position there in the NFL. So CeeDee Lamb in the slot, guys, can only mean one thing for me. More CeeDee Lamb in the slot, or as much as last year, one of the best players in football when it comes to the slot position. Brandon Cooks in the house. That's why. He's on the outside as well, and CeeDee Lamb stays into the slot even more often. That means more first downs, more yards from the slot, more touchdowns from the slot. All this from the slot for CeeDee Lamb. Brandon Cooks allows CeeDee Lamb to dominate in the slot peacefully. And so these are the reasons, guys. Yes, money. All right, we know money is a big reason for the reason, and trade capital to go get Stefon Diggs. But also, you got to look at our guys, right? CeeDee Lamb, Brandon Cooks. I mean, I can even throw in there, why not? Michael Gallup. Say those are our 1, 2, 3 guys right there, right? So we have enough firepower. We're not going. If we were in need of a receiver, we'd look at DeAndre Hopkins. We would not be looking at this guy here, Stefon Diggs and Trevon Diggs. We love Trevon Diggs, but that's exactly why we can't make this kind of move. We need that money for guys like Trevon Diggs, for guys like CeeDee Lamb, for guys like next year who's eligible, Micah Parsons. So we would love to have the Diggs brothers here in Dallas, offense, defense, dominating together. But the reality is, and it's being real, some of you guys, some people, not you guys in this chat, but some people out there in the world of talking heads, they are talking about Stefon Diggs coming to Dallas. And I'm telling you right now, you heard it here, he's not coming to Dallas. He's not getting traded to Dallas. And there's no need to have him in Dallas. Trade capital, too much money, too much trade capital, and we have too many receivers. The doing the things that we need to be done here in this offensive scheme. We're going to work with guys like Jalen Tolbert and Simi Fehoko as those, hey, they'll come in and be that fourth, fifth, Turpin as the fourth, fifth, sixth guys right now. That's what the Cowboys are looking at. They're not making any moves for another number one receiver. So I think that we're pretty good there on this topic. So again, I just wanted to make sure I cleared that up on this Cowboys in 30. Obviously, it's over 30, but Cowboys in 30 discussion, quick discussion. Let me hit up the chat here as we wrap it up on my Cowboys family. Cowboys never have a plan B. It's so frustrating, right? Skeptical. Getting money. So I did hear that they want to play with each other before they retire, and that's the kind of the quote I took. Getting money. I got that quote from Trevon Diggs from a couple months ago, where he's begging Cowboy Nation to bring Stefon Diggs, his brother, to Dallas, but it ain't gonna happen. When we got Brandon Cooks, all that stuff kind of logically ended. Drums and Cowboys in the house said Reisner got into a public fight with. He threw down Ripken. So, I don't think that, if Dak throws a crucial pick, Reisner gets in his face. I mean, Ripken is a, low-level quarterback. Dak is a top-level quarterback. So, that would never happen. Plus, I'm pretty sure Dak's a better leader than Ripken. So, I'm going to say that Reisner respects Dak a lot more than he respects Ripken. Mike Aldana said, the clown show. Kicking the can down the road and addressing our needs or holes that need to be filled. That's what will kick us in the ass in a playoff drive, in a playoff kind of push. Jason Renfro in the house, with that 1-2 on you. $2 holler right there. Jason Renfro saying, clear the sidewalk for the new driver. Go Cowboys. I'll let the little one know. Thank you, Jason Renfro. Yes, she actually, she is fantastic. Here we're going to have to do the parallel parking in Florida, which I guess is a good thing. But even for me, but I will say everything else, she's just mastered it. She drove like 40 minutes to get to this place, to the driving test area. So, she's doing fantastic. I knew she'd pass. She was just very, very nervous. But, sometimes you need dad there to calm down those nerves. So I just said, listen, they don't care if you pass or fail. They want to pass you. They don't want to fail you. And, I said, what's the big deal? If you don't pass it, you take it again next time. We'll go in a couple weeks, Go in a couple weeks, and then we'll take it again. You'll be fine. So she kind of calmed down and aced it like a queen. Thank you, Jason Renfro. I'll let her know. And Stephen White, yes, we need a kicker. Said that, and I think I would like to get a little more solidification at the guard spot. But that's just me. That's just me. Let me continue this from where I was reading it here. Michael Aldana said kicking the can down the road. He said it'd be nasty if he came here. Dalton Reisner. I agree. Let me see here. We also have, Corey Hicks said Chris Jones' contract deal reminds me of the Chiefs just wanted to sign Justin Houston a while back and Larry Johnson like 15 years ago. I remember that. Houston improved. Johnson was big-time disappointment. Yep. Michael Aldana said Diggs isn't going anywhere. Yes, Stefon Diggs. Yeah, for too much money. People don't understand it. It's like a lot of money and a lot of trade capital. And again, if Stefon Diggs wants more money than $23 million or $27 million, do you want him in Dallas? I know the answer is no, right, guys? Skeptical said just ask his brother. I mean, yeah, he wants Trevon wants Stefon here. Corey Hicks said Justin Houston is a free agent. Cowboys might sign him. Hey, again, it seems like a long shot, but he is one of the few names that you can still kind of say, maybe. I think, didn't Dan Quinn have Houston for a year or something like that? I thought he might have. Jim Everett in the house, doing the Dak hate there, but he's a Rams fan, so he can say whatever he wants. Chris Everett, you mean, right, Jim Everett? I remember Chris Everett. Jim Everett got pissed when he was called Chris Everett, and he jumped over a table. Michael Aldana said pass. Orlando Rodriguez said Mike Fisher earlier said that Trevon is not a professional, but he meant his brother wonder if he apologized to Trevon. We know that Mike Fisher is not one of our friends here. I mean, the guy blocked us because we told him he made a mistake about the Zeke suspension, and he got pissed. Maybe he was on a bender that night. I don't know. Drums and Cowboys said all this talk about Diggs and Hopkins when Cooks is faster, and these two guys are very good hands. And it's true. Dalvin Cooks is, but do you really want to put? Oh, are you talking about the receiver? I don't think it's about Dalvin Cook. Yeah, exactly. I think you're talking about our guy, Brandon Cooks. So that's why I brought him up. He is going to make life easier for Dak, life easier for this offense, and life easier for CeeDee Lamb, which you saw the stats I brought out last year with CeeDee Lamb, 5 games without Dak Prescott. He had, a subpar first third of the season for CeeDee Lamb, and then he blew up. I'm just saying, like this is going to continue into this year with Dak with a better offensive scheme, another offensive weapon like Brandon Cooks. We're good. We're good. That's why I'm saying we don't need Stephon Diggs. We don't need DeAndre Hopkins once we got Brandon Cooks. BM Prod said there was a tornado in his city. Well, we do hoping that everyone is okay there. Any city that gets hit with a natural disaster like that. Here we get hit with hurricanes, and we know how that is. Tornadoes are freaking scary as well. Stephen White wants to trade Trevon Diggs. Don't think that's going to happen. But the Cowboys would be even dumber to just let him go next year without getting him to sign to a contract or making a deal with him while you're under contract. Stephen White says we need a kicker, and like I said, USFL. That's where I think I'm being real. I'm not trying to. I would love to say Mason Crosby or Robbie Gould, but I think it's going to be USFL. And again, I think that left guard Dalton Reisner, as I've said and as others have said, great pickup if the Cowboys go at that guard position and want to get the best guard remaining out in free agency. But at the same time, he's listed at like $9 million. There's no way in hell the Cowboys are playing $9 million. No matter how much I like the guy, we're not going to get him for $9 million. So 7 teams are fighting for his services. We shall see who wins that. Not sure if the Cowboys are involved in that, but if they are, now let's hear about the how much is being offered, right? Cowboys probably shy away from that too. Thank you, Cactus G, in the place to be. Appreciate you. I tried my best here. Jason Renfro, no one's in that Cash App right now. The Cash App is wide open. It's empty as of now. And Jason Renfro, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Mason Crosby. Dan Bailey was released by the Niners. I think he's retired. I think he's retired, Dan Bailey. And Mason Crosby, free agent. Robbie Gould, formerly of the Niners and Bears, free agent. Matt Prater, formerly of the Cardinals and the Lions and many others. He did some PEDs. He's also a free agent. I think it was the Broncos as well way back. So these are some good kickers. They're a little older. I know Nick Folk, former Cowboy, he's going to be either was released or is going to be released from the Patriots. Another kicker there. They pretty consistent last year. And again, there's even more. There's Ryan Suckup, former Buccaneer. Is a solid kicker. So there's like 2 or 3 more guys out there floating around that you would say, all right, I mean, it's better than a USFL guy. You guys feel me? But if you made me bet money on this right now, the way the Cowboys are taking so long, the way Stephen Jones, Jerry Jones, and even Will McClay said, USFL, there's a lot of good guys out there. They keep pushing that narrative. It tells me that's the narrative they're going to get. They're going to go get a kicker from the USFL, is my opinion. So don't hold your breath on a solid kicker that has a veteran background. Hold your breath for expect a kicker you never heard of from the USFL or XFL. I know, it sucks. So, guys, thank you once again for rocking the spot with me tonight here. Much love to those that dropped a little bit of love for our quick Cowboys in 30. Dwayne Broussard kicking it off. Skeptical Fan gifting a membership to Eric Wallace. And Jason Renfro dropping that. J. Lou 2. Marco Seppian, 91 points on the Stream Boss, but he's also in first place currently on the overall board. He's also our sponsor of the week. He's going for the repeat. We shall see. Next week, we're on a little mini vacation out of town with the family, but we will still be posting stuff for you guys to check out. But if you want to get that, this whoever wins this week is going to get basically a 2-week representation as our sponsor of the weeks in a row. You're getting 2 weeks in a row like that. You're getting it basically, the full week next week, and we will be going live at the end of the week a couple times, and then a full next week after that. So that'll be interesting. A little change up here for this, kind of more quiet portion of the off season. After this week, it gets quiet, and it'll be a little quiet here on MCF. But then when we get back end of June, it's on and popping again, and we will be back to our nightly stuff here. So get ready for it. Appreciate you, Stephen Weiss, Rolando Rodriguez. Good night, South Texas representation. Jason Renfro said leader in the. I guess he is the leader. He did drop that dollar holler. The man, Jason Renfro. He's like, I'm gonna take a lead here. Why not? Boom. Jason Renfro with the dollar holler, with the lead in the Cash App. I will add you to that board. I know I haven't added you to the board yet. I'll do it right now. And because he had that 2 and another 1 with that Go Cowboys in the Cash App, Mr. Jason Renfro is currently leading the Cash App totals. Much love to Jason Renfro. So now I am all by myself, right? Cactus G. I'm going to try to sneak this in here and get this done right. Dwayne Broussard up there in 4th. In 5th place, Jason Renfro. He got 5 on it. In 6th, Aztec from Australia. Great representation here from worldwide style. So Aztec in 6th, Jason Renfro in 5th, Dwayne Broussard in 4th, Snug X in 3rd, Skeptical Fan in 2nd, and Mark Hovsepian currently in 1st place on the overall board, the sponsor of the week, and the stream boss. Jason Renfro, the leader in the Cash App, the king of the Cash App. Oh, you know why he's here. You know why he does this. It's the king of the Cash App, Snug X. Much love to Snug, repping that board the way, we know why and how he reps it. We all know it. Guys, as I clear the topics of the day off, very few topics today, as you know. We had to still bring at least a little bit of knowledge and common sense and logic to the situation. Wouldn't you say, guys, when it comes to addressing the Stefon Diggs discussions? And I know a lot of people want him here. I know the whole Trevon Diggs words about bring my brother to Dallas. We'd love to see it in so many different ways. We know it's not realistically ever going to happen now, not this year for sure. So I had to come clear that up. I just had to do it. I had to do it. Salute, Stephen White, Jason Renfro. Appreciate you. Everybody, I basically did the shout-outs when I just did everyone's comments. Again, can't do this thing, guys, without you on the nightly. We will be back. I'm pretty sure we're back tomorrow or Thursday, but whatever. We're probably missing 1 or 2 days this week because it's very, very quiet. But I'm trying to rock it if I have to do it by myself. I just want to talk football, which is I'll jump in here for a half hour, 45 minutes. We'll talk some football on the nightly. You know how we do this. If I'm up to it, if we're able to, we will definitely do that with the wife, myself, on the nightly here as often as we can. So, guys, thank you once again. Salute to everybody. Drop them if you got them. If you're in the membership, drop them like the Skeptical Man just did. Skeptical Fan, dropping those emojis like they're hot. They're the Clown Show or the regular Jerry Jones. We want to see more regular Jerry, right? Guys, thank you once again for doing the thing here. Remember why we do this here. Pretty much on the nightly and almost for 6 years, weeks away from 6 years on YouTube. It's about that navy blue. That's silver, too. And that star over everything, guys. Win, lose, or draw, good, bad, or ugly, we will always rep that star here over everything. And don't forget the number one thing here, now, and forever, as always, right here in my Cowboys family, never forget, go Cowboys! Let's get that 6 and beyond, baby. Thank you all for dropping the knowledge all night long in the chat. We really, truly cannot do this without your back and forth. Obviously, you guys bring up some great points. We like to learn here on our side of the microphone. We hope we help you guys a little bit from this, from your side, listening to us, and we all learn together, growing the family, growing the Cowboy family here as best we can with the most logic and back and forth discussions that really make a difference in the fan base mind, right? So we appreciate every single one of you guys. Yeah, that's right. Marco Sepian is the king of the sponsor of the week, 15 in a row. But Jason Renfro, 20 in a row, the king of the Cash App all-time style. 20 weeks in a row. That's a lot. That's 5 months of domination. Jason Renfro, you go. So much love to Jason Renfro on that side. Fast Eddie, you know how we rock it here. Fast Eddie. Thank you all, Skeptical, everybody in the house, dropping the knowledge in the chat, dropping the love from above, whether it's gifted memberships, joining the membership, Super Chat, Cash Apps, whatever. Humbled by the best fans of all YouTube. We'll be back tomorrow, Thursday. Definitely multiple times the rest of this week till we have to get out of town with the family on Monday. But before then, guys, we'll be talking Cowboy news, info, and updates here on the Nightly. On that note, it is time to say goodnight here. And, all good things must come to an end eventually. So before we drop out and clock out officially, relock and reload for another show. Never forget the number one thing right here, my Cowboys family. As the wife always says, what we got to do before we drop out of here? We got to drop the beat. Oh, yeah. Beat drop. It's a wrap here on my Cowboys family. And remind your Eagle friends, your Philadelphia Eagle friends, some basic mathematics. No matter where you are on this earth, planet, or universe, 5 is always and forever. No matter where you are. Out in the universe, somewhere in an alien planet, 5 is still greater than 1. And those, my friends, are facts. Eagles cry, Eagles cry. That's all we want to see. Cry, Eagles cry. Love it. Guys, as I say goodnight from my side here on this side of the picture. Whoop. Cowboys in 30. It was the Cowboys in like 45, 50, 55 minutes for us here at MCF. It's not bad. Under an hour. I'm proud. We talked about it, guys. Yes, Dalton Reisner and kicker free agents, but this talk of trading for Stephon Diggs, insanity. We got the guys here ready. CeeDee Lamb going to be just even better because we have Brandon Cooks and Gallup in an improved year here health-wise. Woo! We're okay. Sorry, Trevon Diggs. Chill out. We're good. Worry about the defensive side of the ball. We got the offense. These three guys can handle the offensive side of the ball, right? Right. Here in MCF, we're going to handle that navy blue. That silver, too, and that star. Always over everything. Never forget the number one thing right here in my Cowboys family. Much love to everyone, even the haters in the back. You know what? You know I'm just messing around. Thank you all, guys. Have a great rest of your night. Great day tomorrow. We'll be checking back in with you guys soon. Hit that like, subscribe if you're new, and hit that notification bell. And as always, guys, stay safe, peace out, and never, ever forget, Go Cowboys!